What is up, everybody? Well, since that beauty back there is finished, why don't we talk about this elephant in the room? So, any of my longtime viewers, you've seen videos about this tractor. They all got deleted other than one, and I think there's a part one video still up on my channel from like two or 3 years ago or something, and I may just erase that video and start over right here. So anybody that's new to the channel, this is a 4020 John Deere. I kind of showed it in one of the videos of restoring that 4440, walking past it, and I had another one sitting right here, which is in the other shed, and I said I needed the other one for a visual aid, and I got some comments like, visual aid question mark, like I don't know how to put it back together. Well, let's just start by telling the story on this tractor. It's been torn apart and moved around between my sheds for over 10 years now. This is the reason why I quit painting tractors for other people or restoring things, because I've also gotten a lot of questions like, have you ever thought about doing custom painting? Well, yeah, I used to do a lot of it. But sometimes it only takes one to cure you of doing that stuff. This one got brought to me, like I said, over 10 years ago. They wanted full restoration, everything. The synchros were out in the trans. It needed an engine overhaul. They just wanted it like brand new. And I was doing a lot of work for this company that owned this on trucks and heavy equipment at the time, and I was working on this in between. Well, I completely overhauled the engine, new synchros in the trans, new clutch, all new steering components, new front tires. That got rebuilt. Hydraulic pump got rebuilt. Steering motor got rebuilt. Even this got rebuilt. New injection pump, new injectors, you name it. New head, new tin work. Like, there's the hood right there, but new fenders, battery boxes, new fuel tank. The John Deere new staircase steps, all new lights, all new wiring harness, block heater, you name it, new seat, and new rear tires. To put it easily here, like if they'd bring me a truck and I'd work on it, and I'd give them a bill, and they'd pick that one up and bring me another one. Well, if they're taking 30 days to pay, all of a sudden I got to a point and realized that they owed me a very large sum of money, and at the same time I had been paying for all the parts for this thing on my account, and I had about $13,500 worth of parts when I added it up, not counting my labor. And I said, okay, we're done here. You guys need to square up on everything. Like, we're too far behind on payment. I had a truck of theirs in my shop at the time, and I said, I need to get paid for all these parts and all the back invoices before I'll give you this truck back that I'd just put a brand new motor in. Well, they told me I could have this, but not just have it. I didn't want it. They deducted off of the total of everything they owed me. They deducted all the parts that I had paid for, and they deducted what they paid for this son of a bitch at the John Deere dealer. So not only did I get stuck with it, the only way I got paid for all the other jobs I had done was to absorb what they paid for this thing and all the parts. So now maybe you understand why this tractor has infuriated me, and every time that I dig it out and start working on it, I get pissed off and push it back into a corner somewhere. But this time, this thing is going to get reassembled, and I'm going to get it out of my life. The worst part is I'm going to take a huge loss on this tractor, no matter what. It's like you're putting something together that you're going to lose money on. It's just a synchro. It's not a side console. It's going to be a beautiful 4020, completely rebuilt front to back. And I had it running like before it got sandblasted and everything. I had everything back together. It runs great. Then I had it sandblasted, and I primed it, painted it, and got tired of working on it. So we're gonna start by I laid out some of the pieces here, put the starter on, start putting all the new gauges and switches and stuff back in so I can put the steering column back together. I'm gonna put a new cable for the 3-point. I have one of them, so I can put all this tin work back on. I went and got new batteries. I have new battery boxes. I mean, look at how much dust is on that John Deere step kit, and like, look at the part number is so faded because this thing has been sitting collecting dust for quite some time. So lessons in life, you know, it's kind of why I quit doing all that stuff for other people. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of really good people too, but you know, all it takes is one douche to really cure you of stuff like this. But I was looking this manifold way back when I did the engine. I think I got it from Shoop, and look at this freaking thing. I think when I put it on and realized it had been years at that point, so I couldn't send it back, but I got a new one. Might as well just throw some more money at it. But I'll start putting some stuff back together. I'll bring you back. The only way at this point that I would ever paint anything for anyone, you kind of have to be this way anymore, because anybody that's watched the series knows how many hundreds of hours me and Mrs. G put into painting and restoring this 4440. Most people aren't going to spend that kind of money, or you're going to get, 2 months into it and they're going to say, I can't afford this. So the only way I would ever do this is you have your own parts account. You pay me my labor on the 15th of every month. If you don't, I quit working on it. If you keep not paying me, I'm going to sell your tractor, and you pay me X amount up front, because even the paint anymore, to buy base coat, clear coat paint, epoxy primer, 2K primer, whatever, it's more than some farmers think the entire paint job should cost. So that, and it'd be, don't come to my shop. Don't come waste my time. Don't just drop in and cold call on me. Like, no. I'll send you pictures and I'd tell you where it's at, how it's coming, and what you owe me. I've been messing around with this thing here for a while. I got these panels back on. New cable down there for the 3-point. I just put this seat assembly on, put new rollers in there. I got to hook the cable up and wind that clock spring. Then I can put the seat cushions on. Oh, what else did I do? Put the starter on. Put the exhaust manifold on. Dug out the new battery boxes. I got the new coolant temp gauge in. Got the tach back in it. Oil pressure light and generator light. Put the new dash light assembly in. New light switch, new ignition switch. Once I got digging around, I don't have a new harness for the whole tractor. I'm gonna have to reuse the main harness. This is all just a new light harness for all the lights. And I've got all new lights. So that's, I guess, where I'm at. Just figured something out awesome. The John Deere block heater kit, you got to take this plug out to put a fitting in. Yeah. That'll be fun. This fitting goes in there. I guess I can show you with the visual aid. I'm sure I could put it, since mine has a square fuel filter, I could probably put it there, but it'd be like going around the fuel filter and it'd be a pain to change the filter. So I will try to get that out. That's where she's at. I still got to paint the new fenders. I'm gonna take this nose off and I'm gonna paint it with base clear, because that's how I did the hood and all the side panels, but the frame and everything got painted with just regular John Deere green. So I'm gonna sand that back down and spray it when I spray the fenders. That way all the green will match. All right, it's the weekend and decided to work on this thing a little more. I drained the hydraulic oil. Most of it I dumped on the ground, but I drained the hydraulic oil, changed the filter, even though that was all new, but it's been sitting for so many years. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't, moisture in there. So I just did that. I wound up the clock spring and I was getting ready to put the seat on, and I realized that there's too much side place, so I'm going to take this back off, and you can't see in there, but you like shim those plastic rollers out to take out some of that. So I'm going to do that. Had to order some more parts for it. Mrs. G is sanding down the new fenders. They got some dents in them from shipping. They were like this when I got them, but
I got it.
she'll get that, no problem.
Maybe.
I made up these stands years ago. I've painted a lot of 40/20s. I made those stands up to hold the fenders to paint them. So she's doing that. These are some of the parts that I had to order. The tractor was missing 3 of the brackets on the frame for the battery boxes because this thing had some janky homemade battery box along the frame before. So I found them online in junkyards, so I got one of them so far. Took the front nose off, and Mrs. G just sanded it down and is filling any of the like little scratches in the metal. So once this stuff's all ready to go, I'll spray it with base clear, and then we will be able to start putting that thing back together quite quickly. So,
Thank God.
yeah. What, 10 years in the
It
making?
needs to go.
It needs to go. So this one is going to go for sale. I don't know if I'll wait till like December. I don't know yet. Sometimes December stuff sells good on auction time because people have the money from harvesting the crop and everything else. So this one is for sure going to go down the road. It'll be a very nice 40/20. But that's probably about it for this video. Okay. Everybody have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.